The role of the judge of open debate are best performatively in methodology, resist white supremacy, traditional debate embodies white norms, the traditional debate is not for the speech act, don't try to escape hard discussion to 13. Debate is constantly a decision to constitute reality, debate is the every norm, the movement, make up rules, they escape hard discussion, to acknowledge reality, fight and review, it should be hand, debate is not game, with liberty, potential coaches, you should assume that the should not be responsible if it becomes starting to parties, if why such risking and endeavor is necessary, and normative policy framework does nothing but produce a deceptive endeavor for cut, for ambitious atrocity, and worldwide national consideration, genocide, and war. This distance is related to modern practice of power. Rebirth 2008. The Senate parliament becomes a sense of detachment associated with the special policy mission can only occur to distance debaters from the real position of political concept of acceptable forms of evidence, engagement in logical social consideration, also sensitive related to normative, historical, and contemporary practices of power. Cross-X.
Before cross-X, do you read everything in the yellow highlighting or the green highlighting?
No, I totally remember green.
Green highlighting? Okay, awesome. Ready for...
We just go.
What?
I need a drink of water.
Sure. Alright, let me know when you're set.
You can start.
Okay, sure. Let's discuss the advocacy. Do you defend implementation of the resolution by public colleges and universities?
I am defending my 1AC, my body, as an insurgent.
That didn't answer the question. Do you defend implementation?
No, I am giving you to answer your question. You just don't want to answer it.
No, I want the answer to questions.
You want me to say, like, I defend a policy option.
Do you, yes or no? You don't?
I don't know what can be more clear about the 1AC. Like, we have...
Just answer my question, Kyle. Do you defend a policy option or not? So say yes or no.
Of course not.
Okay,
how is
great.
that not clear in the 1AC?
Thank
like,
you.
Bro, we...
Thank you. Okay, I have a different question.
Like,
I'm moving on. Let's discuss the app. You say the insurgent performance of the 1AC. What constitutes an insurgent performance?
Sure, that is the question you should be asking. We,
Thanks.
from Act 1 of Aesthetics, have talked about a poem written by Alex Dang about how that affects materially Asian American bodies, how we are over-determined, our identities are over-determined by white aesthetic, right? Like, we are all considered effeminate, passive.
So you say you're rupturing traditional
Bro,
debate.
you literally...
No, I have a different question for you. You say you're rupturing traditional debate norms. Why does the judge voting for you constitute rupturing it, as opposed to just hearing the speech out?
The judge's acknowledgement of the insurgent performance of the 1AC. That's the best answer I can
You've
give.
already won 4 debates this tournament. Why does acknowledging it continuously rupture norms? Why is...
5 debates.
Why does continuing to rupture... why does that continue to rupture norms?
What?
Why does continuing to vote for you rupture norms, as opposed to voting for you several times in prelims?
I don't know what that means. Like, I have told you what the role of the judge is to do. I have given you a framing for that.
Okay, didn't answer the question. That's fine. The Reed-Brinkley evidence, you
really
say normative policy frameworks are deceptive and ignore action. Mm-hmm. Does that mean we should never engage with the state, or what? Or we should just like divorce ourselves from it entirely?
No, that is not the 1AC. The 1AC is that we are prior to... we would answer we are probably prior to ethical state action.
Okay, that's fine. Let's discuss this insurgent analogy more. So the argument is that the app is like, your Baker evidence uses the analogy.
We are
like,
something unintelligible.
So it's sort of similar to like the metaphor of the suicide bomber given in like other literature.
Don't say like we're suicide bombers here. We're saying the ethical obligation specific to it, right? Like it literally says by.
But why is this violent? Why is this violent approach productive?
Why is this violent approach productive?
Why is analogizing things to insurgency productive?
Because we're not going to be like, oh, white aesthetic is good. Like, the white aesthetic is violent. You want us to be like pushovers and be like, oh, hi, white aesthetic. Like,
why can't people take?
What does that do?
Why can't people take non-violent approaches to combat the white aesthetic?
Like, you're framing us as like overly violent. We are just simply saying we are unintelligible to the white aesthetic and Asian American certain. Like,
sure,
naming
that's fine.
the white aesthetic.
That's fine.
I don't like know how. Like,
your Yusuf 12 evidence says white aesthetic causes extinction.
Yeah.
Why does extinction even? What's the impact of this? Like, do we only care about Asian oppression because it might cause extinction? Like, is it only contingently valuable like that?
No. No, this is the card talks about specifically to biodiversity, right? Biodiversity. It literally says the challenge it's a really good card. The challenge make present barely visible of life and death that characterizes this extinction.
It's 3 and then case. And on case, it'll be the framing at the bottom, and then straight down the one I see.
Can this be emailed?
Yep. Emailing it right now.
3 off with the 1AC starting on framing.
Yep.
Is it going to be password protected, guys?
No. Sent. Okay. Let me know when you.
I think you should have sent right
Oh, my Wi-Fi was turned off. That explains it. Okay.
now. Probably best.
I didn't want to hit any Wi-Fi theory, Kyle.
I will not run Wi-Fi theory.
I got you. I sent it.
Wi-Fi theory. Not sure if I can make it good.
Well, that's a different question. You're not in the back, you're not in the room.
Okay, you good?
Give me a sec.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So 3 off, K starting on framing.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you when.
Bro, I
I'll
am
tell
not
you
ready.
when.
I got you.
Alright, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know what
Chris,
I'm
David,
good.
you good?
Yeah.
You good? Cool.
I'm set.
First off, the decadence disad the absent invocation of personal identity, saying people like me and torrents have gone to destroy knowledge production, experience-based evidence making them challengeable, creating decadence. Gordon 1. Pseudo-intellectual mass performance and lying under the claims before decadent ones, truth collapse and comments, critical thinking not necessary. The appearance of expertise conceals absent thought, but appeals as appearance. One performance counts evidence, anything counts evidence. This turns the case. Decadence makes one viewpoint solution all oppression, finding solutions turns case net ways. Gordon 2. Turn away from living thought and engage realities. 2. An absolute conception of life. This one becomes the world making certain its devouring methods. Being arts method applying it correctly doesn't turn upon itself, eventually implodes. Decadence takes the form of one is assessing all disciplines in complete standpoints. Second off is topicality, interpretation. The YAF must only defend implementation and resolution by colleges and universities. This is not the white aesthetic, doesn't require any particular style or evidence, only the topic and the government policy and the debate subject matter. A restriction implies a policy option. Merriam-Webster, a law that limits restricting building. The violation is the extent of an implementation of policy option. At best, the YAF is extra T because they go beyond an implementation seen in benefits versus engagement. They require a point of different exchange. Stasis limits are key to solve. Cyber and freely. There must be contradictory place, being identified a clear question to be answered. Proposition provides focus discussion in authentic guidelines for prep, product debate for the assessment, placing limits on argumentation. This outweighs their impacts. A controls the internal to all their offense. Methods are is procedurally debatable. They foster a monologue, not a dialogue. B point that words connecting like word picks, cap or after pass. They moots the entire 1AC and make discussion meaningless. Second is topic education of undermining rights, a discussion of free speech and accountability key. Shradskin. Trump doesn't understand free speech, justice, like burning, citizenship, common race concerns that. Trump respect free expression, prejudice, presidency, cycle criticism. Called ad vigilance and public official accountable. 3 is inclusion. Asian American engagement in policy making is key. Only way with political agendas, which turns the case in a way is Anketa. Near reveals that the Asian American effective mainstream policy has been troubling persistent, linking advocacy and policy have been more pressing in the defense of Asian American civil rights. 4th topical version of the F solves redefine Asian American using free speech process. Mizzou proves it's key to discuss. Putterman, a video of a stretched student reporter who is Asian American being physically blocked for spend protects your right to stand here. The Asian American student movement proving Asian American leaders strive to act in solidarity, voice their experiences, challenge model minority myth. Rather than choosing an action, students spending to increases politics, Asian American inclusion, solidarity in higher education. D-point voting issue, drop the debater, drops the entire 1AC severance out of their speech act, and reinsert the entire round of competing interpretations. You can't be somewhat reasonable, arbitrary, and self-serving. With their environment begs the question, judge intervention. They can't weigh the case against framework. Ace point by when they include substance engagement in the 1AC. They'll obviously win the case debates. Means they can't cross by case impacts. Tonight, the ability B point framework is procedural question. Their claims are substantive, not theoretical. They can't weigh those. On review, they get no options from exclusions. One exclusion inevitable in debate. You can't discuss every possible position. Whenever any discussion, they can include everything. Topic is the least arbitrary way of deciding issues that occur. Second, they link to other debate battle offense. They adhere to time limits, use a predictable speech structure. Ask for judges' ballots and no dissident method. RVIs are bad since one teaches tests the app and on offensive advocacy for the bus. If when they don't need to be optical, then means they ask their offense. Second, if discussion the app is so valuable, we should get back to substance, not theory. This means they can't what if impact turns on T. Third off is the violence word pick. I advocate the entire app will have the term insurgency in the advocacy text to clarify CP does the entire app except in terms of part of the plan. They don't get it from this, that's a better of the plan. There are several net benefits to rejecting violent discourse. One, modeling representing violence and be rewarded creates cycles of oppression, which turns the case who's mid. Fun thoughts portray to justify viewers like aggressive responses are appropriate today, but radically aggressively. Experiments demonstrated rewarding aggression should model aggressive action to punish video honest may enhance learning aggressive behaviors. Second is harming innocence, representing suicide bombers is good, is the logic of Hitler, Stalin, Mao, which causes further Asian oppression. Chertoff. Ideologues sought to radically reorganize society's theory of violence principles of distinction between combatants and non-morally fanatical principle system is wicked if participants in this morally bankrupt system like 9/11, more people are convictions than Hitler, Stalin, Mao, then killed in the 4th century combined. That can only happen revolutionary vanguard was accountability to normal standard behavior. Now the case. The framing. The counter role, the ballot source, better liberation strategy for the oppressed. Several dissents. Their method, one faith and performance, is not even fails to reshape politics. Rothberg et al. Formativity suggests desire for political abilities replaced by critical rigors, completely unsuited quantum resources, negative but act formatively, false political promises. It is reasonable to expect political practice scores, appraising truth of political labors before their seeds are sown. Now, off Smith 13 about why white debate norms are bad. The topical version, the Abbas function, counter plan means I don't endorse traditional debate norms, rather I endorse discussion of policy-based lens, so I solve the entire 1AC. Off Reed Brinkley, one learning requires frame limits of discussion to challenge students' classroom models prove. Mitchell et al. Learning projects need carefully frame structured so to start race, on ideas reinforce instructional qualities, more government conversation at race, push students thinking something they don't appeal to, unframed discussion results is a dialogue. Second, role-playing is an important heuristic that teaches valuable post-debate skills, covers zone 2K. Now it's like political power, collective limit political power, role-playing goes back learning levers of power, power feels creating assimilation, more power students bending fates of power, a magic revolution, capital will, what debates must confront government power now, yeah. I'll read the reps thing afterwards. Okay. Over to the AC proper first, none other evidence says the debate is overall white, rather just that Asian American oppression is bad. I obviously agree with the cross-play to T, though. They have no reason why it typically applies in the context of Asian American oppression directly means they get no offense. Second, the app doesn't explain what it takes to rupture. If one of the round of ruptures already happened in prelims, if one of the app's already done it, means the judge should vote negative presumption because the plan, nothing in the status quo 3, huge perf con of the app. He said we shouldn't depend on the state and over structures for legal recognition. He relies the judge to vote for him and recognize the entire position, which means that it relies on the same harms he criticizes. Fourth, student anti-racist activism is contingent on policy-making skills. It's a platform micropolitics. Gilbert 95. Students take part in policy making the power content of policy sets up expectation to behavior. Students can compare the political ground for anti-racist policy. Now, group part 3, the method about why it's a good idea. First, strength claim whiteness is the root cause builds resentment, having people identify relation to something purely. Saying whiteness is the root cause is the link to the 1AC. Bombra. Mistake associated identity suffering from constructions of identities. Fail to recognize change. Political identity, which leads only through enunciation of injury, leads obfuscation of interrelation of identity politics should desire to solution to identity claims that sets the feminist means feminists have no longer conditions. Second, their advocacy implies a focus on single experience to Asian Americans and roots possibility for large-scale protests. This devalues struggles. Aquino. People of color spend experience of protest and conversation with administration. Voice when they heard their voice of pain. Asian American responsibility to amplify marginalized people of color without them dominating them with their own agencies and assistance to apply the system. Remaining silent. Asian Americans comply. 3, turn the politics of naming pain, incentivize portraits of abuse and locks and subjugation. Tuck and Yang. 14, politics recognition of naming pain, never portraits of abuse. Slave murders personally when seen as violent body need of protection, humanism predicated upon abdication. You are in pain, therefore you are. The recognition requires men of excessive violence, order to acknowledge protest, recognition effectively forcible agency. Now, on the extinction impact with UCOF, this is a voting issue. Apocalyptic reasoning entrenches racial oppression and views people as continually valuable. Blay. One aspect ideological content of US race groups is apocalyptic ideas. Many race groups advance violent practices and lifestyles include stockpiling arms. Groups historically stress xenophobic, anti-immigrant, and nationalistic themes. All similar conclusions about apocalypse is this specific comparison bundles together, seemingly unrelated concerns linked together to give a racial cast of these equations for intervention makes them seem understandable. I'm gonna send you a mark speech doc.
Yeah, you gotta. Bro, this is a lot of shit. Isn't it?
Okay.
A lot of shit.
I read most of it. Okay, cool. Send.
Let me just open it first. Sorry, I'm just opening. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's start on the decadence side.
Yep.
The thesis of decadence says that we need warrants and empirical analysis. During the 2008 economic class, they had all the empirical analysis in the world? Why did the banks fail? Why did the economy fail?
I think you're conflating economic situations with ones of how we address oppression. The argument is that
fine,
focusing
okay.
on. I'm answering your question, Kyle. You're not going to get
No,
the answer.
I'm
Cut me
next
off.
question.
Okay, it's your
Hillary had all the quality data in the world, and he lost.
Literally the biggest ass, like the worst candidate in history, right? She had all. How does she still lose? She had all
I
the
think
data
you're
in the
just
world.
really missing the boat on decadence. It's not about predictive things like political elections. Rather, it's about finding solutions to oppression. If we focus on just your story, I cannot contest that. I cannot say, for example,
Why can't
Kyle
you
was
just
not.
say you have read a case
was-
dump bigger than my back file, right? Like
Well,
where
in fact,
where have we prevented?
These are
this
disadds to
issue?
your method, not to your personal story. The argument is that I cannot contest that Kyle Yuan has faced oppression, which dooms epistemology because we assume that it's uncontestably true
Why couldn't
based
you?
on one
Why,
person's
why
experiences.
can't you engage with the app?
I mean, if you can link me to an article that says that is specific to your experiences that I can read as case turns, go right ahead. But if you can't, then you link to decadence.
You literally said I cannot talk about pain and suffering with your tuck and yang evidence. You have done that, right? Okay,
What?
that is okay.
That's about
What is the
portrayals
topical
suffering.
version of the app?
Yep, that was the Putterman evidence that on University of Missouri, there were Asian Americans who created activism using free speech. This evidence is fantastic, and they spoke out using the First Amendment and were able to galvanize change, which proves that you can be anti-state while also affirming the resolution. The topic is a negative state action, so you can also defend protest, the way of getting people to change ideologies. The app misunderstands how you can still affirm the topic and be anti-statist. I'll also talk about some other
Why
arguments.
can't we weigh against? Freedom?
Yep, two arguments. The A point was that if I win, I couldn't engage the app in the first place. Then they'll obviously win the case debate. Means you can't cross-apply case impacts if I includes in-depth engagement. The B point was that all the framework.
But you gotta explain to the first one. So if you, why is your engagement important?
Well, that was answered in the engagement standard. You foster a monologue, not a dialogue. Your model of debate is bad for engagement because even if the app is substantively good,
I don't care.
debate is.
Okay,
I think you should care because it's an
why
important
is
argument. You might do so.
insurgency like a bad word? Like I don't.
It's not that it's a bad word, it's about the conceptual ideas of the whole notion of suicide bomber that Baker discusses in The Advocacy when he analogizes the position to 9/11 movements. Representation of violence as productive leads to people modeling it in the future.
So
And
we
clearly
bow down
turns
to the master and say, oh.
No,
we
obviously
kumbaya
not.
our way to like Wall Street.
No, obviously not. The solution is that the Chernoff evidence says that when we.
So my question is, why do you replace a specific word? You get the entire 1AC. You get the entire 1AC.
Putting insurgency.
You have told me.
I'm answering your question, Kyle. Putting insurgency in the plan text was a choice. You should incur the strategic consequences. You should defend your speech act. If you put that in the plan text and you're not ready to defend it, that's on you, not me. You didn't have to put insurgency in your plan text.
Sure, it's fine.
What is the warrant for the Mitchell? No, let's go to your blue one evidence. Why is apocalyptic representation?
Yep, this argument is a common denominator of racial oppression. We view minority struggles as only contingently valuable, and people can often stigmatize others for the sake of staying alive longer.
I'm starting proud.
Okay.
Why do you vote neg on presumption?
Yep, the argument is if the app is already, you've already ruptured the debate space by reading this 1AC, and judges have voted for it 4 or 5 times in prelims already, so there is no direct.
So I've read this app for 5 times in prelims.
The argument is that if it's already been ruptured, there's no reason to continue endorsing the method.
Singular experience of Asian Americans. What does that mean?
Are you talking about the Aquino evidence?
Where is our singular?
This,
Say that. What
the
is
argument
that
is that when you, this is the disside of the performativity of the app in terms of discussing your experiences. When we discuss just one, and it also a net benefits of policy making, we should consider global
It's fine,
issues.
I don't care.
Okay, you asked me, I'm answering it. Okay.
What is the world of the alternative with Tuck and Yang in the debate space?
Sure, I would say that we should, well, Tuck and Yang's article discusses
I don't care about Tuck and Yang.
I'm
I want
answering
the
ask the
specific
question.
part.
I'm answering it.
Answer it.
Yes, I was getting there. That we should move away from pain-centered narratives to desire-centered ones, and that we look, instead of situating our analysis as antagonistic, like whiteness is the root cause, we situate it in terms of a positive lens.
What's the warrant for the Ramberg evidence if faith and performance is bad?
Yep, this says that we foreclose addressing the root cause by ignoring overarching structures that still cause oppression.
What does the topical version of the app look like?
I addressed that earlier in Cross-X. It's
Yeah.
an app that discusses a negative state action, removing speech codes as a way of galvanizing protest. You can be firmly anti-statist and still read this app and say the state is terrible.
So
The way
that's
to,
awful. Okay.
that's not awful. It solves the entire app, but okay. Make that argument, please.
Alright, that's time. 3:15 unused. There was going to be case overview, top down, framework. What did I have ordered in my speech show? Sorry.
Oh, how much time do you have left, by the way?
What's 5 minutes minus 3 minutes and 59 seconds, Raffi?
1 minute.
1 minute and 1 second.
Is the case overview going to be very long? I need another sheet.
You do you, bro.
I guess so. Let me know when you see it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kyle, I didn't get the order.
Sorry about that. Overview, case, top down. Not that much time on it. And then framework. What's next? Frameworks, decadence, and the word fake argument.
Okay. The framework is referring to T.
Yes, sir.
Where
Yes-
would
yes,
you
sir,
like the
Chris.
overview flight?
What?
Where would you like the overview flight?
On a separate sheet.
Okay.
Or on the sheet of case. Doesn't matter. I really have. Did I send it out yet?
No.
I'm just gonna go on and put it on this sheet right here. Hello, white children.
Sent you?
Yeah. No, shit.
Oh.
Listen to Wi-Fi this time. So.
Concerned.
It's the same verbatim speech doc. It's just under it.
I don't know how to wait in rooms that I judge usually. It's always scary. There's more. But they're Harrison. They make sense.
You guys got everything?
Yeah, I sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
I did not mean to be a trendsetter. I apologize.
A lot of the case arguments are somewhat reductive of T, so I'll just signpost and group.
Got you.
So, order is overview, case, debate, top down, framework, decadence, word fake.
Okay.
Sorry, after case, what is it?
Framework decadence pick.
Yeah. I don't know where you guys flow things. There's a lot of stuff in my speech doc when I flow, so I'll try to.
Full things.
This debate should not be about but compared around whether one is a productive and surgical quality. The white aesthetic is fucked up. 3 reason one's among my brain. Alex talks about material I face sensation, how my identity is constantly overdetermined. 2 other racial hierarchy, colonial intervention. Marta 03 and Jenny 13. 3 is the external impact of the affirmative aspect president for perceiving also millions of workers' inability to carry distinction level event. That's the use of 12. Try to die for the breaking 16 insertion which rupture white cells and brings ethical machine of says the machine only shows white western man and left for it and you anthem comes down on a that you have not said the debate is over white, but we will later to be pointed that you are the reason why debate is white. You're given right for as you say trigger for random divert to everyone. That is not the whole point. The whole point of the insertion is to acknowledge that yes, we must rupture the white aesthetic. You have read the bond of this creed reminds that this is the reason why we have to name whiteness in order to engage in a search that your arguments are just blips at this point. You have conceded a clean on evidence cross-apply to lead to evidence why we are a productive analysis. Now you're talking independence, economic action, political intention. Their attempt to link to the one he sees just fucked up in general. Ahmed, for although we cannot be reasoned, they cannot be served the fact that something has something to do with what is strong less for better relation of form. More because they are permutation do, but there's no reason why we can't name people. Also going to the methodology of the firm. You say a popular reason, but that was an external impact on one. That was a preemptive thread, a cap argument, but this is also extinction is bad, but we have prioritized whiteness as first. This is certainly not contradictory now on the faith and performance stuff. Claims of fairness, objectivity, predictability, weight to martial adequate and reinforced partial to God 90 to the one objective person I have to make the more fairness to be the body stronger party who certainly have found a position to dictate what permission and allowance of the journey to particular arguments and fairness points to the way to really counts with strong protagonist and legislative abuse and correct external contract. 4 we won't get the affirmative, then the whole point is suicide of omniscience aesthetics to be unpredictable. 5 racial violence should control your decision for the maintenance of an imperial creed on the grounds of activity present. Just 5 people are continually accepting the beatings of white supremacy. If you think your adversary makes it harder or more difficult to navigate, that's a reason to affirm as a moral act, commitment to justice in the face of danger. You have conceded Warner Brickley always talks about the detachment of policymaking. No new 2 under extrapolation of this. We are simply outspread at this point, so you have to protect the one here. I'll get to that more. Let's go to your cover. So argument is bad because you're forcing people like me to defend the state, which is fucked up because they have raped us, enslaved us, and tortured us. Now on framework, it is no surprise that Harrison debate has red tea at this point. Your interpretation reinforces the white aesthetic in debates. First is it reiterates our objective fears that only true is comfortable with this debate. I.e. they exclude hard to be in favor of repeating logic of state that are called by perpetual violence. People consider we have not a space to create new aesthetic. 2 it relies on your essential interpretation of semantics that establishment authority that can interpret classify the conceded Jennings 13 I think this master mode is to master control non-white bodies and associate the fruitive for purpose of promotion identity the impacts the reacher of minority subject to debate. 3 doubling counter interpretation classify the readability evidence which is conceded their interpretation allows debate to distance itself from real organization created and a personal separation justified with a short of no accountability of how power perspective with the debate that disclosure of creation of policy absolute and facilitated by counter interpretation national actions from but instead use the topic spirit in order to find what is like 2 reasons to prefer this, especially if we disclose the report methodology what I see in the search is to be unpredictable. 2 LBS prove that our debate more the truth of policy, whatever you read, real political act turns your topical version to Afro impulsion. 12 leader people try to develop providing conservation phase about the train for real for their empowerment their companies. Now in the specific line, you say topic education person. This is the whole point of the way to say we are forced to fucking defend a topic which does not lead to productive strategy. You say monologue, I do not care if you speak Raffi. That is not a point. It's just thing when I say you say things like policy based community, but that is a predictability that justify what's problems that we have turned topical version have now in decadence. Link turn, I make theories that are better for the we combine the methodology of Baker with the material my experience. The white side that this is violent for people. Surely it's not a way, but the context was damning for you. Also, there's no link we used to Baker 16 which is clear on the methodology debate. Now on the word pick. You steal my performance and tell me to thank you for my liberation. Your job is to sit the fuck down. Number 04. No such thing as a white ranty red white race spread economy of gratitude. We're supposed to be grateful white was believe for non-white people and give us your reason white race and makes white people non-white people are forced to feel dependent and great. Don't call us, we'll call you. Stop trying to put on interpretation. We know where we are risk but I don't know how helpful to not particularly our affirms justice, the genic articles, how the white system frames body probably first play. Also the ability to pick and choose is the white side. This is hyperlinks to world judge accessibility to multiplier, especially the octofinals of the fucking TOC we have disclosed. You should have engaged. You may not pick out certain parts of the one you see the world judge to perform the methodologically resist white supremacy. It is the entire speech of the one you see. It's a collective. That's like playing fucking DNA like you're saying I got putting country because of that. I'm Kendrick, you're Blake Shelton.
Game over.
Mark, speech doc, please.
Sure. The only card I did not read was the Hackman 13 evidence. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Okay. Alright, so.
Okay, I'll start prep. Was the Delgado stuff and limit stuff, was that on the case page or the
I
framework
don't know,
page?
but you put like the same arguments like that. Just wherever, however,
Okay,
just
sure. So the arguments you don't limit to decadence?
Raffi, I'm trying to people up.
I'm asking a question for my speech.
Yeah,
Is the argument that you
we
don't
read a
limit
link
to
turn and a no link turn.
So okay, that's fine.
And cross X.
Sure.
Oh, the disclosure plank is not on the text
Yep.
of the cover.
Got it. Okay. Nothing new. It's T on the arguments why he can't weigh the case and why exclusions are inevitable, and then from there it'll be straight down T, his counterinterp stuff, and then case.
Wait.
On case, I floated his stuff about like his limit stuff on case, like the Delgado argument.
Wait.
So I'll answer that. That's the first thing I'll
I
answer.
got another order.
What?
I got another order.
Okay.
I'm, sorry, I'm very confused.
Sure. I'm starting on T, the very bottom, on the reasons why you can't weigh the case,
Okay.
and the other arguments. And then from there, I'll be going straight down T, and then after that, after I deal with his arguments, on case I'm starting on his fairness bad arguments and like why hard debate's good debate.
So-
I'll signpost, I promise.
Alright, so T on can't wait case,
Yep.
top down, the dump on with Delgado,
Yep.
the disassity, and then the counter.
Yes, I will signpost. Yes.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Okay. Is everyone ready? The lesson for this round is you can't grandstand 4 minutes without answering anything the 1 and C said. He's completely conceded that he can't weigh the case, plus that exclusion are inevitable. Means I'm hosing him even if the 1 I had a lot of grandstanding. Go to the very bottom. X and the 2 conceded reason why I can't weigh the case, the first argument. If I couldn't engage the app in the first place, then obviously they'll win the case but automatically, which means engagement. You've literally conceded you can't weigh the case. That is, it means it's over because all the arguments on T rely on case cross applications. You can sign your out here. He's conceded that. Means he gets no offense. He's also conceded that exclusions are inevitable. It's in the review to the shell. The first argument, we can't discuss every single possible 1AC, which means exclusions aren't violent. We can't discuss Asian American issues, black issues, etc. in one certain debate round. Link deep into everything the 1AR said. You will lose because you can see these arguments that preempt the entire 1AR. X in the second argument as well that they link to debate back because they read the 1AC within certain speech times. These are framing issues straight dropped out of the 1AR. He does a very good job reading, but not a good job responding to anything coming out of the 1C. Now, the shell proper. Okay. Several conceded arguments to preempt the 1AR strategy and the interpretation. They must advocate implementation of policy option. X in the plank underneath it. It does not require the use of any certain style or evidence. Only resolution is starting point. Means they can read their 1AC at the top of the plan text, but also formativity. It is T, not framework. Means that they can still go for other issues as well, which shields all their offense and other standards. X in the first step benefit engagement, Steinberg and freely. On a state's point is overall key. 1 + 1 is 2 is not controversial, nor is it debatable or able to solve. He's conceded 2 pieces away and coming out of the 1 and C. As to why engaging that way is in the ace of point that turns the app. They foster a monologue but not a dialogue, which makes them engage in impossible. He says he doesn't care if I speak out, but it's bad for the entire position. No one learns anything unless you have a clash of ideas. It's best to solve Asian impression discussing 2 policies against each other and how we overall solve his next argument was that it is a bad topic issue. You can redefine in creative ways. For example, read a plan about Asian American issues, which was the topical version of the app argument. So that comes first. Now, the inclusion standard. He's completely conceded that he leads to more Asian American impression to their benefit that with Akin, the discussing Asian American impression is key through a policy-based lens. Throughout left out of the policy discussion, the role-playing is overall key. This is straight conceded coming out of the 1AR. Game over because it takes it all of his offense and proves that role-playing policymakers is overall key to solve, which controls the direction of all the 1AR offense on framework and proves role-playing is key. The TVA is where I'm hosing you because your argument here is literally 3 seconds long. Except the fourth benefit with Putterman. We can discuss what Protestant campuses that go against the state through Asian American Protestant campuses. He says the topic is overall bad, but he concedes a nuance to this. We rethink the entire topic through implementation of policy option. This is really, really simple. He can read his anti-state protest involving Asian Americans. You can't drop a TVA, Kyle. Policy 101. This comes first. Means he loses. Now, go to his arguments. T. Okay. He says on my way to static, his first argument was that I assume objective fairness. I never wanted fairness coming out of the shell. I read arguments about engagement dialogue with an education-based voter means he's missing any internal link. His second was that a Eurocentric notion is semantics. 1, people define ideas in different ways. I never say it must be a Eurocentric notion, rather. You can define the topic in creative ways. Other methods can solve as well. He's missing an internal link. Second, you said you affirm the topic to some extent means you still link to the same offense because you still include parts. You still wrote the AC in a Eurocentric language. His third was distancing with Reed Brinkley, but I'll beat that on the case debate. You're able to be effectively engaged in role-playing policy options, which is key to later activism. Now, the counterinterpretation needs a springboard and disclosure. 1, you don't meet the counterinterpretation. The free speech was not in the 1AC one-time command F. It comes up to your time, means you can't solve the offense. Second, it is arbitrary and self-serving. States only springboard issue. He never says what a springboard issue actually entails. Competing services conceded means that fields your offense to risk of offense. 3, disclosure can't solve your offense. Disclosing Harry Potter doesn't make Hogwarts a topical advocacy. Means doesn't solve the engaged offense. Now, the first net benefit was performance rates go overall good. Do with a topical plan. That was the top of the 1 and C. You can read your position as implementation, but discuss performance itself coming out of the 1 and C. Their second was Paulson about it's good for debate. This clearly goes negative, discusses real-world consequences. Which is key to role-playing now. The counterplan. Not going for it was conditional. The status was never asked in the 1 and C means they get no offense because I'm not going for it. Also not going for decadence, concede no link. It's not a question of personal identities. He does not get to go for impact certainties in the 2 and R and the 2 R when he said he put deep into the 1A in the 1A or now case. His arguments about why his Delgado stuff and other fairness bad offense. One is missing internal like and ever said fairness good coming out of the 1 and C. You enter generic blocks that applying them in any single context means he gets no offense, or what overall applies anyway second turn. He caused more exclusion. Novices couldn't prep for an unpredictable 1 and C like this one. So a stasis point is overall key to solve. Their second argument that overview unpredictability is good and it's good for discussion, but it's key to debate the issues that overoccur. The question is very simple. We should read the 1 AC, and people can do nothing against it, whether you can read it that says racism and bad people can't engage in it anyway, or a good discussion about issues of oppression that occur in the status quo. His third was that tough debate is overall good, but he goes too far and makes discussion completely impossible. Also, he discloses 1 AC proves that he's still trying to be somewhat predictable, but doesn't solve enough of the offense. Now, the case arguments. There are literally 6 needed case turns, means he's going to lose decisively. Go to the case overview, the third argument. They conceded perf con argument of the case overview. He still goes into traditional speech times, and so read as 1 AC within a certain thing, means he's still affirm debate norms. Vote negative on presumption, the 1 AC gets no offense, and he looks the same offense. He's also completely conceded the fourth turn that he distracts from solving active Asian oppression, focusing on speech act leads to more violence occurring, looks and policy lens. Conceded reason like policy is good for Asian American issues. Now, the case debate. Bomber is also conceded, even though I don't lose T. I'm just hosing you on substance in the first turn on the advantage with Bomber. They cause greater violence, focusing on issues of oppression by focusing individual activism causes harm because people are left out of the discussion, and identity politics overall fail. Conceded link turn. Now the roll of ballot. Actually, not going for Tuck and Yang. Conceded permutation, tested competition. He gets no offense. Now the roll of ballot debate. He's completely conceded. He's completely conceded my 2 answers to Dr. Cherry Brinkley. It's my first response with Mitchell that role playing is overall key to interactivism, and is key to later on change the state, which acts as external impacts, which hijacks your internal link. It is key to ensure reaction gauge. He's also conceded covered zone as well. Role playing is useful heuristic. Learn about the state. You say force minorities to role play the state. No, they can make demands upon the state within it, like get in negative state action like the plan would. The round is so simple. The cheerleader is going to get up and grandstand all he wants. He's losing on the flow. He concedes topical version of the app. Can't weigh the case. Exclusion's inevitable. All these are conceded arguments, and T comes first. He concedes drop the debate or no RBIs. T is functionally counter methodology, and it solves the app.
I have a minute, right?
Yep.
Where's my phone?
I don't know.
Alright. Minute and 1 second. Begin. Wait. Alright, now I'm sorry. I start. Okay. Really big ass overview. Okay. Case on the Bombra evidence, and then the vote presumption argument. I like this. Trying to make it as messy as possible. Okay. Then framework on really just my dumb stuff, and I'll just try to do a bunch of cross-act.
Okay, would you mind? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, 1 sec. I'm getting a huge muscle cramp. Oh boy.
Overview sheet, case sheet, T sheet.
Sorry about that. Overview. The
good?
dump and then T.
I'm gonna live.
On T, we're just going to cover why I can't stand engage, but that should be
You're gonna have
covered.
to say that one more time, Kyle. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah,
He was dying
just a
over
big
here.
overview,
Folks.
guys. A big overview, starting on like this Bombra and presumption argument,
Okay.
and then the dump, and then just like why I can't leverage whatever the fuck you say, whatever.
Okay.
Word.
Right.
giving you 1-2 air spin if they try to outspread us in the role of the judge to vote for the debater the best performatively and methodologically resist white supremacy. We will emphasize the performativity of this debate. The next question of the debate is whether or not white people can tell you what to do, whether or not you want to bow down to the master. You have conceded the non-pro evidence, which tells you that your job is to sit the fuck down, which turns your topical engagement argument, your limits are we do not care if you can't engage with the one you see. We will extend the Baker 60 which you can see that we are a successful form of insurgent policy. You will not vote for framework in this debate round. You have also kicked out the pick, which is evident that you are performatively engaging in white supremacy, which is a filter for all your impact. You have not done enough work on the Smith 13 that accessibility should be a filter of all your impacts. We do not care whether you're not exposed, whether I and my coaches can continue to debate. You have also conceded the warrant for the Brinkley evidence why policymaker is violent for people, i.e. the simulation argument on the bottom. We don't care about your limbs. We don't care about your taco version of habits. Whether this simulation defending a historically racist precedent is good for people of color like me. You have also conceded the detachment argument, which is the reason why you lose. Now in case debate. You will not be able to trigger presumption. We will work within parts of the debate. That is the point of the instruction, so that we are clear on cross-examination that we want you to vote affirmative because you acknowledge that yes, I am no longer a passive fucking model minority and I am challenging the whitest state. Your bomber evidence is also bad. You're saying we create resentment and kill Asian American politics. That is not enough to outweigh case. You have also conceded that the whole point here is to name the whitest state uniquely clean, but to develop anti-colonial strategies, not on the dumb. You said I affirmed the topic, so I am not engaging, but we have to distance ourselves from traditional instrumental affirmation, so that does not matter. The Gallinati argument was specifically indicted to limits predictability, but we will supercharge that with the conceded not for that. Your evidence, your job is to sit the fuck down. We do not care if you speak. We don't care about anything. It is pretty clear when you speak, bad shit happens. That is why you have kicked the pick into this debate, because you will never get to win on substance. You say things like you have conceded unpredictably. Why that is uniquely key in the conduct debate round. Again, we will continue to further your accessibility argument. It is not a question of what is engaged. You have clearly failed the performativity aspect of the debate. You have not done any work on your own role of the judge assumption. We can only do too much in the 2AR to answer all their line by line responses. You also conceded that you have reinforced the white aesthetic for the way you have said we cannot leverage case. You have said that substance engagement is uniquely because we get truth tests. We will say your truth testing does not mean shit in this debate round. Look. You have conceded the not pro fair evidence. That should filter all your fucking topical version app. It doesn't matter if the app is topical or not. That's not the point. You've also conceded we are a not traditional instrumental affirmation. The not pro fair evidence also turns topical version app and the entire conceded Baker 60 evidence because that is the white aesthetic bowing down to the matter saying we always have to engage within topical education. That is bad for 3 reasons. 1, it is not accessible for my people. 2, you have conceded the Brinkley OA evidence that we cannot engage in truth policy because it is historically violent to it. It's fucked up. This debate is very clear. The 200 is going to try to outspread us. You should not value specifically on the limelight. You have conceded a not-performer evidence, which took literally all their framework offense, filtered around to the performativity of how they engaged in whiteness. Good debate.